welcome back to Lex Reads. So in today's video, we are going to do a read a book in one day, but for this one, I don't know which book I'm going to read yet, and here's the reason why. Okay, so yesterday I was with my sister, of course, and she was telling me she went out of town and she had listened to Virginia DeBerry and Donna Grant. They are, authors. With their books, they are, co-authors of each other. And you guys remember a couple of months, not even a couple of months ago, maybe a month or two ago, I went to Walmart and I showed you guys these new editions of their books. And she was saying that she finished, I think, this one, Trying to Sleep in the Bed You Made. And there's a sequel called what is it called? Wait, I literally just looked it up. Gotta Keep on Trying, which I didn't know this was a sequel. But when she said that, I was like, you know what? I actually just bought those editions. And she was like, oh, it's so good. Like, it's not anything that I expected. And then she said she read this one before, Better Than I Know Myself. And I actually have another copy of this book. I have this copy, which clearly I like this one better. These editions came out this year, I believe. Let me see. Yep, 2024. So this is an older edition. I don't even know if this is a first edition, but yes, it is. It's a first edition. This was in 2004. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to text her right now, and I'm going to take a picture of the books, and I'm going to ask her which one should I start, and that will determine, which one I will read first. I'm going to text her. I'm going to say, which one should I read first? Okay, so I just sent the text to her, and let me charge my phone. And we are going to see which one she says I should read first. Okay, you guys. So she said, I read Better Than I Know Myself first. I love the readers on the audiobook. So, okay. This cover is so pretty. Yeah, we are going to start with Better Than I Know Myself.
People always want to know about our work relationship. They're trying to figure out, does somebody do plot and somebody do dialogue? And does somebody do one character and the other one writes the other character?
The answer is that we really do all of it together. This really is the scene of the chaos, and this is the keyboard that kind of goes back and forth between us.
Whoever has the hot hand is the one that's typing, and then there is the one that's talking.
And these are actually the sides that we sit on. We don't exactly know why, but if we sit on the other sides,
it doesn't work.
We can't think straight, we can't talk straight, nothing happens.
And it doesn't matter whether we're signing books, whatever we're doing, I'm always on the right, Donna's always on the left, because that's just how the brain transfer works.
Yeah. Okay, you guys, so I have started Better Than I Know Myself, and you see I have my tabs. I actually have to, like redo these, because y'all know this is not gonna do, but I didn't have them in front of me and I wanted to tab some things. So far I am really loving this book, and I'm glad that I just kind of picked this up on a whim. So you're dealing with three friends, Jules, Regina, and Carmen, and they come from they're three different backgrounds. So first, you start with Carmen. Carmen, her life, oh my gosh, girl. Poor young girl, living with her abusive brother, Z. Her dad got murdered when she was a little girl. His dream was for her to go to college. Super smart. Her mother just went crazy and then one day just vanished and never came back. And she wants to go to Columbia University, and she gets in. Then you have Regina. So far, Regina's my favorite. Regina, it comes from upper class, background, has three brothers. She's the only girl. And her thing is, she just is kind of rebellious a little bit, where she goes to Columbia University. Clearly it's an Ivy League school. This girl party more than, you know, go to classes. She has this thing like these dorm parties where she charges people and knows like everybody on campus. Life of the party. Real fun. She's the fun bunch. And then you have Jules. Jules, she was a child actress when she was a young girl, and she wants to like escape mainly like her mother. Her mother was like a stage mom. Like this girl don't even call her mom. She calls her mom Vivian by her first name. And she's, you know, clearly really smart. And she's like, you know, she was set up really well. Her mom did invest her money. So she's like set for life. But she's still kind of like auditioning a little bit. But her main focus is, you know, college. And I love her too. She's so sweet. And you would think like, oh, you know, she's, you know, basically like a celebrity, you know, famous, and she doesn't come off like that. And that's why she really liked the two girls, especially Regina, because Regina, it was like, oh, okay, yeah, you acted, okay, girl, anyway, you know, but they end up forming a bond. But first it was Regina and Jules that were friends, and Carmen, because of her situation, her home life, you know, she was kind of standoffish. This girl is working, you know, a job, commuting an hour. I mean, she going through it, okay? But their first interaction was so funny. It says, she must be ignoring me on purpose. This is Jules talking, because Franklin cannot be that interesting. Excuse me, Jules' husky voice bounced off the wall. Jules had met her during freshman orientation weekend last fall, and even though most of the black undergrads at the university had at least a nodding acquaintance, all Jules knew about her was that she was a commuter and didn't hang around campus much. Erin, Carla, I never remember. She had even been in Jules' art history section first semester along with 100 other students, but she might as well have been a magician. Now you see her, now you don't. She was always so serious, always looked the same too. Overalls or Wranglers with a t-shirt, long or short sleeve depending on the season, always baggy, like she's trying to add bulk to her small frame. Whenever Jules was in her presence, she felt a keep your distance vibe. Can I help you? She asked in a less than helpful voice, determined not to suck up. You have to expect that Jules had shown up at last minute looking for a Mandarin Chinese translation of War and Peace or some other obscured book because she had a paper due. Dr. Carmen thought somebody like Jules actually wrote her own papers. You're closing soon, you know. Yeah, I know, that's the problem. Does this girl ever light up? I was supposed to meet Regina Foster outside half an hour ago. You know her? Medium brown, medium size, always talking. She's a sophomore too. Anyway, she hasn't shown up. Have you seen her? No. She couldn't imagine what Regina would be doing in the library anyway. From what Carmen had seen, Regina was majoring in social life with a minor in fashion. First semester she started sponsoring birthday parties for people in the dorm and charging $1 a head to cover supplies, she said. This part got me. And then she finds Regina, and Regina asleep, knocked out. Regina wiped her mouth with the heel of her hand. Oh man, I must have just dozed off. How did you find me? What's her name? Light skin, little, dresses like a farmer, never speaks to anybody. Carmen? Yeah, Carmen was at the desk and she said you were here, or rather I had to practically beg her to ask if anybody's seen you. I can't take her. She's too weird, Regina blinked, trying to focus. What time is it? Time to get out of here. The library's closing now. And yeah, so yeah, and then they end up getting like stuck on an elevator, and like right after this, and like just let it, you know, come out. Like Regina asked, like, what is your problem? Like, why you act like this? You know what I mean? Like, and her thing is, look, I'm not here to socialize. I'm just trying to get, you know, my education, They exchange numbers and things like that. So yeah. Like I said, my favorite is Regina. I love Regina so much. This writing, it's a page turner because you do want to know what's going to happen. And the authors, they do, you know, backstories of the characters. You figure out, oh, okay, that's why, you know, she does that or says that, or, you know, is, or comes across like that. So you do see their past. And I would say it was one thing with now right now, who got a juicy pass is Jules, okay? That's the actress. There was one scene too where they wanted to go to, Regina wanted to go to Los Angeles for Christmas. And Jules like, no, how about we just stay, you know, and go to your parents' place? And she's like, fine, whatever. So she takes Carmen and Jules, and Jules loves, like, you know, her family because it's a 2-parent household, and she just grew up with her mother. Her dad just left, and then like her mom's such a stage mom. She don't care, you know, it's about her career. And the same thing with Carmen. Carmen, you know, she comes from, you know, just her brother, so she never saw like a 2-parent household and all of that. And they both just, they kind of envy that, but they were fine with those 3 sons. But oops, I showed up and spoiled everything. But the same thing she did at 12 when she stood outside her parents' door overhearing their conversation. It started with Lonnie's playful giggles. Stop, Elle. I know you think the playground's always open. Lord knows I should have had my tubes tied before Regina. I was too old to be somebody's mother again. So now I was like, oh, that's why she's kind of rebellious in her way. She overheard her mama say that. But yeah, so far, like I said, Regina is my favorite. And Carmen's story, oh my goodness, it's so sad. Like, she ends up for a while having to like, for a little bit she becomes homeless and living out of a locker. The girls end up really, you know, helping her, and it's like, well, you can stay at our apartment. And I love their friendship and their bond. You guys know I love stories with, you know, that bond, that friendship type, like the Waiting to Excel type, because you get so many different perspectives, you know what I mean? So yeah, I am really liking this book. If y'all haven't picked it up, look, I'm not even halfway done with it, okay? I'm only on page 85 and I'm already like, y'all, get this. You guys, I just did a quick Walmart trip, but as you can see, the new additions for Better Than I Know Myself and Trying to Sleep in the Bed You Made is here at Walmart, and this is where I got them from. Again, these covers are bomb. So I'm on page 112. Some things have happened. Good thing is the girls have graduated. Well, some of the girls have graduated. But one thing when I was reading, was noticing is, you know, with Carmen's situation, her like whole family has abandoned her. And one thing that I like, she doesn't harp on it. It was kind of like, it is what it is. It sucks. Obviously it's hurtful, but that was like her main, you know, drive to finish school. And, you know, she wants to be she wants to go to med school. She wants to be a doctor. And she doesn't, you almost kind of forget, because her friendship with her friendship with Jules and Regina is so tight knit, and they're so close and trustworthy within each other that, you know, they really do, that she has a family, you know, with them. And then the little guy, what's his name? Look, I should know. What's that? Milton. That's my last name. And it looks like clearly he, you know, likes her. And Carmen, her main thing is, school, okay? She's focused on school. And the girls, you know, they let her have a little bit of fun, but she's not gonna stay off track. And I love that about Carmen. And then, you know, my girl Regina, she just social butterfly, okay? But yeah, these girls are now, well, if they graduated, they're what, 21, 22. So that's where I am right now. And also I love how she incorporates like their past. I said that earlier. So, you know, you get so many more, you know, insights on their life before they even met. And these girls, again, come from totally different worlds. And I started looking at the back, reading the back of the synopsis, and it says, okay, when the 3 of them meet, their lives are at a crossroads, and as the years progress, they are challenged by drug addiction, fame, secrets from the past, sickness, betrayal, and the darkest things women can face. Okay, secrets from the past, we've we've gotten a good amount of it. I know more is coming. But when they said challenged by drug addiction, for some reason, I have a feeling that Regina is going to get on drugs. Because she is not the life of the party, but like school is not her main focus. Like I said, she's a social butterfly. She knows everybody. She does these, these dorm parties, these events and all of that. And, you get tangled up with people that are, in that business of, party promotions and things like that. Some people do things. So for some reason, I'm like, I wonder, is she going to get on drugs? Or will it be a twist and have Carmen get on drugs? I don't know. Yeah. Also, I was looking up the authors and just seeing how they, came about and things like that. And it was so interesting how they, met and how each one of them write. That's so neat how they, do it. Because I'm always like, when there's like one book with two authors, I'm always interested in how they are able to navigate, the story, which one maybe like develops a character or, things like that. So it was kind of cool to see how they, came about, see how it comes about with their books. And just from reading this, and I'm not even done yet, I am gonna get more of their books.
Know what the other's thinking when you're writing?
Yeah, pretty much.
We've plotted thoroughly. We plot, and that's some of the best.
Do you talk
fun.
about it before you write?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
We have plotted through the whole
And
book.
storyboarded the book.
Right.
Okay.
And we have talked about the characters a great deal.
Okay.
What this person is, what they like to do, what they eat for breakfast, whatever. So when we sit down to write, we know where we're going. We always say that there are two of us who need to drive, so we need a map. Everybody needs to know where you're going. And we're literally computer, monitor, keyboard. One of us will have the keyboard and is typing, the other one's looking, and then it's like,
and then the keyboard slides over, and that's how we do it.
Okay, so I just got ready for bed, but now the girls are like in their mid-20s. It's currently 1990, I believe. Carmen's already graduated from med school, and now Jules, she has a recurring role on a soap opera, and it looks like Regina, she's able to take care of herself, able to have her production company. But she got me when Jules comes back from Europe and she ends up moving back in the same apartment they got, like their sophomore year or something in college, right? And she realizes, oh, this is not gonna work out, because first of all, they're in their 20s and Regina has always been messy, and they just live two different lifestyles. And because she is a promoter for clubs and parties and things like that, phone always ringing, it's always a lot. So she's like, you know what, I think I'm gonna get my own place. Why Regina have a little attitude? It literally stops talking to her for a little bit, and it's like, girl, are you serious? She's still stuck in that past. But like Carmen was saying, Carmen and Jules, they were moving into, Carmen's to Jules' apartment. And she's like, well, you do remember when we graduated? Wait. I can't tell y'all that because I'm telling y'all something that happened. When she was like, you remember that time when da-da-da-da-da, and she was angry at us, like it was our fault. So yeah, Gina's still stuck, sophomore year at Columbia University, and y'all are grown women. Is she still my favorite? I look like I'm trying to like Jules. I think right now we're still haven't gotten into a lot about Carmen. We know bits and pieces, but I think maybe the next couple of chapters we are going to learn about her, because we just dived into when Jules came back from Europe, and we learned, and we started learning more, especially when she came back to New York to start working. Now we're back on the section with what's her name, Regina. So I do think the next section they're gonna focus a little bit more on Carmen, and just because I want to see Carmen in her like situation now, like, you know, her graduating from med school, like her adult life. We know bits and pieces, but like, you know, from her perspective, we haven't heard yet. So I am excited to see, you know, what's gonna go on with her. But yeah. Okay, you guys, so the last time you guys saw me, I actually was in, look, the same bonnet, and I was in my pajamas. I accidentally deleted some footage of me telling you guys like the night that I finished the book. I don't know how that footage got deleted, but you guys saw like my like raw reaction or me turning the last page because I was outdone. This book, I'm gonna give it a 4.5 star. I think because, okay, what can I say about this book? I'm not mad at it because the outcome was like, oh my goodness, I was just outdone. But it ended realistically. And although it was, something happened, all I could say is realistic because I don't want to give it away. I want you guys to have the same reaction, you know, or have your own reaction, your own shock when you do read this book, because it is just, it's phenomenal. And in the beginning, I was telling you guys my favorite character was Regina, although I like Regina, but I started to like Jules. And Carmen, she just, you know, with her, you want her to win because of her whole circumstances and, you know, everything growing up with the family that, you know, she, well, not the family that she had. So I already knew she was going to kind of be okay. But I would say, yeah, like I said, Jules, I started really, really liking Jules, you know, towards, I always liked her, but I started really, really liking her a little bit more throughout reading, you know, the rest of the book. But I mean, all these characters are just amazing, even the minor characters. And yeah. Oh, this is a book. Yeah, you're not going to forget these three girls. You can't forget Carmen, Jules, and Regina. There's like no way you can't. Now, I told you guys that my sister had read this before, and I I text her at 1:30 in the morning, and I said, I know you're asleep, but I just finished the book and I am beat. I wasn't ready. I was expecting, okay, I can't say that part because it's a spoiler. Then she says, girl, I know I wasn't ready for that end, but it was perfect because da 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 da. Okay. After that book, I was determined to read more of their books. And then I says, you have me now wanting to read Try Sleeping in the Bed You Made Next. She says, you have to, exclamation point. I'm reading the sequel now. So after that, I'm gonna dive right into this. Now this one is like 400 and some pages. This is the one that they're really known for. I've been watching some interviews with the two authors, and this is the one that put them on the map. But overall, y'all, if you guys have not read this, please read this book. Yeah, guys, that is it. I tell you, like I said, I finished this book yesterday, and I'm still thinking about it. I'm still thinking about the three girls. So I'm like, you know what? Let me get into this to now be thinking about the two main characters of this story and see how it goes. But yeah, guys, that's all I have for you, and I'll be back with more Black books. Bye.